Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of DDTS, episode 285. I'm back with another YouTube podcast video for y'all today. I hope y'all are having a wonderful Monday because I am. Now, I'm hoping that this is the one and final take because I've been interrupted 2 times trying to record this video for my wonderful friend that gave me this requested that I do this video. So I'm going to get it right this time. And plus, I may not have known much about this person, which I didn't know much about this person till last night. But I really wanted to cover this story as well because I feel like it's very important. And basically, it is a eye-opener. It's an eye-opener, and basically, it's signs and lessons that we all can learn about this type of sad, crazy violence. So the friend that gave me this requested this video. His name is From the Sip. If y'all heard me say From the Sip, he is very wonderful. He's a YouTuber in his own right. He's a YouTuber podcaster in his own right. And if y'all would like to do something for me, please give him a subscribe, a follow, and please watch his videos that he has up because he's one of the greatest. He breaks it down real good, and he's very humble. He's very cool and very chill. And he also has taught me everything that I know about YouTube. He's taught me so many things about YouTube that I know. Him and his cousin DJ. And please give DJ a follow as well. DJ, that is his cousin, and he's also my best friend. So please give those two a follow for me. If y'all want to do something for me, give those two a follow, because if it wasn't for them two and many, many others, I wouldn't even know anything about what I know now. And the peoples that's in the YouTube group on Facebook, I really owe it all to them as well, because they really taught me everything that I needed to know, and they have welcomed me with so many open arms, so much positivity, good vibes, good energy, advice, love, support, all that. Everybody that I've named, the peoples in the YouTube group on Facebook, From the Sip, DJ, thank y'all so much for the bottom of my heart, and many, many others. Thank y'all so much. So if y'all are new here, hit that like button, subscribe button, hit that notification bell. So whenever I have new content, whenever I come out with a new video, you can just click on it and you can just start watching, and you will be sure to get all the notifications of my new videos that comes out. So yeah, so we're going to go ahead and talk about what we're going to be discussing today. And today we're going to be discussing this sad topic and very, very horrible incident that happened to this adult film star. And he was 24 years old when he was killed or murdered or shot, or whatever term you would like to use. He was 24 years old, and his name was Jay Hefner, but his real name was Savion Hawkins. So he lost his life via gun violence. So we're definitely going to talk about that. I'm going to read the article, and after I read the article, I'm going to elaborate on it. I'm going to review, and basically I'm just going to give you my perspective, my opinion, how I feel about the whole situation, because it's very sad, because it's happened once again in our community. And I'm just going to be honest with you. The most shootings and killings and unalivings, even though I know it means the same thing, all the unalivings, all the killings, all the shooting, all the gun violence, everything has happened in our black community, the black community, so many times over the years, for decades. And it's very sad and it's very tiring and it's very heartbreaking that do you know how many peoples have in our community have lost their lives to gun violence? You got young kids losing their lives to gun violence, grown-ups losing their lives to gun violence, young adults, old adults, young kids, pets, all that. Because it's sad. And I'm hoping that this topic that I'm going to talk about and elaborate on and discuss today helps a bunch of peoples. Like I said, I did not know much about this adult film star, Jay Hefner, aka Sabian Hawkins. I didn't know much about him, but what I'm gonna do is I'm going to talk about him. I'm going to elaborate on this situation, and I'm gonna do my best, and I'm going to basically talk about it. So if y'all can, please join me as I read this article. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on this. So, 1 second. All right. All right. So it says adult film star dead at the age of 24. Like I said, I don't know why they put the age of 42, but he was 24. After being shot in a senseless act of gun violence. Jay Hefner, who is a father to a 10-month-old daughter, was shot and killed in a gun crime incident in Lincoln, Nebraska, which has left his friends and relatives reeling. Now, this is by Stephen Murphy, 11:33, September the 9th, 2024, and updated September the 9th, 2024 at 11:36. So here we go. An adult film actor has been shot dead. Jay Hefner, whose real name is Savion Hopkins, died in what his family has described as a senseless act of gun violence. The 24-year-old was visiting Lincoln, Nebraska from his home in Ontario, Canada, to celebrate the birthday of a relative. He was shot and killed on Sunday trying to protect his cousin, according to a GoFundMe page set up on his behalf of his devastated relatives. There were 3 separate and unrelated shootings in Lincoln between Saturday night and Sunday morning. The incident involving Hopkins occurred around 1:30 a.m. when officers were called regarding a fight. When they arrived on the scene, they found 2 men with gunshot wounds who were taken to the hospital for treatment. And this is his picture. And I will say he was a very handsome, charming young guy from what I see here. The fundraising page has been set up in his honor to raise money to pay for his funeral. 1011 Now report that Hopkins was identified as the victim of the shooting by the adult film production company he worked for and by his family. On the online fundraiser, friends of his family stated that he died while trying to protect his cousin from physical violence. More than 26,000, around 20,000, has so far been raised. The post written by organizer Kyra Miller read, "It's never easy to lose a loved one, but losing a child is the most painful loss one can ever experience. On September the 8th, 2024, my close friend Jenny Brown lost her son due to a senseless act of gun violence while trying to protect his cousin from physical violence in Lincoln, Nebraska. Savion Hawkins was visiting his family in Lincoln for a birthday party celebration and was to return to his home in Ontario, Canada following the weekend. And this is some more pictures. Savion was a shining light that was there for everyone who loved him. Father to a 10-month-old daughter who adored him. He also helped his terminally ill mother care for his siblings. Due to the financial strain already placed on the family for Jenny's medical care and the unexpected passing, I am wanting to help raise funds to relieve them of the financial burden during an already devastating time. His girlfriend Madeline took to Instagram saying that her heart is completely shattered. In a separate post, she paid tribute to her whole heart in human form, revealed that she instantly broke down when she received a call. Oh my goodness, hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second, y'all, because this ain't, oh my gosh, this is so ghetto. Hold on, y'all, I'm so sorry. Basically, when she received a call from the mama, so that's what I got so far. And I'm going to go and see can I find some more articles that is related to what I've read, because this was so rude it cut me off as I was trying to discuss this whole thing. So this is what I got from the article, but I'm going to go to another article page and I'm going to see what else I can find. So thank y'all for reading this article with me. Now we're finna go ahead and discuss this and elaborate on this. Thank y'all so much. And please join me as we continue to talk about this topic on DDTS episode 285 on DDTS. Is it still recording? Okay. So, what we got so far is that Savion Hawkins, aka Jay Hefner, aka Seven, showed up in Nebraska at a relative's party to celebrate a relative's party in Lincoln, Nebraska. He went to a relative's party to celebrate. And while he was there, he ended up getting shot and killed due to gun violence, trying to protect his cousin from physical violence. Now, let me remind you, in the article that I read, he had a 10-month-old daughter who adored him. He had a girlfriend by the name of Madeline, where she said that she really broke down when she received the news from his mother that Jay Hefner, aka Savion Hawkins, aka Seven, was shot and killed trying to protect his cousin from physical violence. Now, Savion Hawkins, he was 24 years old and he was a upcoming adult star. And I don't know how to feel because, I feel sad. I feel heartbroken and sad. But for it to go down the way it did, it basically um it basically tells you that it's family out there that really is protective over a lot of family. You have family going to protect other people's in the family, and the ones that's doing the protecting, they end up losing their life trying to protect somebody else from getting hurt. And from what I've read from the article so far, Savion Hawkins was a hero. He saved his cousin from physical violence. He ended up taking a bullet for his cousin, trying to protect his cousin. I don't know what's the cousin, older, younger, or what. But I look at this Savion Hawkins person a hero because he protected somebody in his family. Now let me remind you once again, he was a 24-year-old adult entertainer, adult star who was upcoming. Went to a party to celebrate with his family, his mother, his daughter, his loved ones, his girlfriend. And didn't even know that will be his last time celebrating with his family, his mother, and everything. And it also says Savion Hawkins was really a family person, a family guy, because he took care, he was in the middle and he was taking care of his ill mama. He was taking care of his sick mama who was sick, who had medical bills and everything. So you had people's in the family and friends starting his cousin, his other cousin, allegedly, started a GoFundMe for his funeral. And it is said his family and the adult film production company he worked for with confirmed his identity as the victim, and a GoFundMe page has been launched to cover the funeral cost with over $25,000. Approximately $19,000 was already donated. The fundraising page reveals that he was killed while trying to protect his cousin from physical violence. That's what I just discussed. Now, how did this physical violence occur? I've been trying my best to look for it in the article. Each article that I read, I still have not found out what could have caused this physical violence with the cousin to have Savion Hawkins trying to protect his cousin from. I don't know what started it. I've been trying to read articles and everything, but allegedly, I believe they're still trying to uncover the story. And I promise y'all, Once I hear more, I will get an update on this. I will get an update on it. And I'm going to basically go ahead and tell y'all how I feel about this whole situation. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hey, y'all, I'm back. I'm so sorry. I've been getting interrupted left and right, but I'm back. But yes, like I said, I don't know what caused the cousin to be in physical violence, which caused Savion Hopkins, aka Jay Hefner, aka Seven, to protect them and take a bullet, which resulted in him getting unalived. Now, like I said, in my opinion, Savion Hopkins, Jay Hefner, was a hero in my opinion. Even though that did not have anything to do with him, in my opinion, he was a hero. He did what he did to protect his family. But in the long run, while protecting his family, his family is devastated. He left behind a 10-month-old daughter, which is still a baby. She's still a baby. She don't know what goes on. She don't know what's going on. And it's sad because this child has to grow up without a father, because that his life was taken away trying to protect his cousin from physical violence. Now let me tell y'all, you ain't gonna have much family. You ain't gonna have much family like that to protect you from that type of violence. But to have Savion Hopkins, aka Jay Hefner, aka Seven, or whatever people's called him, like I said, I didn't know much about him. In my opinion, he's a hero. He didn't have to get involved in that, but you know what? Family is what he loved. Family is what he was all about. His daughter, who he was all about. His mama is what he was all about. His cousins, apparently, is what he was all about. It said in the article that he was there for everybody, and he cared for everybody, and his family, friends, and all. Now, the adult company that he worked with and family and friends, they were able to raise $19,000 apparently, and over $25,000 for funeral costs. It has been launched over $25,000. Approximately $19,000 already has been donated. So you can tell that people's really loved this young man. He was a very handsome young man, very gorgeous, and I believe to my soul he was very sweet and very caring and believed in helping peoples. But which I'm going to give my opinion about this whole thing. Like I said, gun violence is going on a lot in our community, in the black community, and it's sad. My heart, my prayers, everything goes out to his family, because his mother was sick. He left behind a 10-month-old daughter, which she adored him very much. His girlfriend, Madeline, she loved him as well. And it is said she broke down when she found out the news that he was shot and killed, trying to protect his cousin from physical violence. So many peoples around the world in our community has got unalived and killed with gun violence, and it is sad. And let me tell you something. You can really tell the impact that this young man has left among everybody, by friends, by the company that he worked with, by family and all, because you got peoples around the world making posts about him. You have peoples around the world, around everywhere, donating to him to GoFundMe. I think it said that his cousins or somebody in his family has got a GoFundMe set up in his funeral arrangements and in the family favor. Now this GoFundMe, from what I've heard, is to help his family with the funeral costs and to help his family with medical bills, such as his mother, his cousins, or anybody in his family that is really going through it right now. It's for his 10-month-old daughter. Everybody in his family. I think that's what the GoFundMe is about as well. I could be wrong. It really hurts so bad because he was just a 24-year-old. He was a young father. He was a young black man who believed in helping his family and those around him. It is so much that he didn't get to experience, that he didn't get to do. And it is sad that gun violence is happening in our community. Peoples in our community is getting unalived every single day. And I think it's a shame and it's sad when somebody in our community dies. And that's when peoples want to come together and want to be united. No, it shouldn't be like that. I say this every time something like this happens. It shouldn't be like that. Peoples in our community, we should come together all the time. We shouldn't even have to wait till somebody is dead, unalive. Something happens and want to come together. It shouldn't be like that. We should all come together all the time. We should come together all the time and want to be together and help one another. Don't wait till somebody leaves this earth and try to be crying and come to their funeral and try to come together as one. No, that's backwards. Come together when we all here on earth, because we don't know when the next person is going to take their last breath or is going to take their last eye and see around the world. Because it's so much it is so much bitterness and so much evil, and life is too short going on in this world, and peoples in our community and everywhere around the world wants to act stupid over silly stuff. Peoples are getting unalived every day in our community because you know what? Because of something stupid. You know why? Because we don't want to come together as one. And you know why? Because peoples in our community, some peoples in our community be putting themselves in predicaments that could be avoided because of the decisions peoples in our community makes that affects others. Now this situation with Savion Hopkins, Jay Hefner, like I said, he was a hero. He did a wonderful thing. And him doing that wonderful thing, him doing that good deed, him doing the protecting, that cost him his life. That caused the family to be very distraught, very devastating. And the family is still going through so much. And for this 24-year-old to protect his cousin, that's love. That basically tells you he was all about love. That whole family was about love. In my heart, my prayers goes out to that family. And him being an adult film star, I never watched any of his work. I have not watched any of his work. Like I said, I don't know much about him. But he seemed like he was so down to earth. But my thing is, and I'm still curious about this, what could have caused this cousin of his to be involved in physical violence? To keep his cousin from getting in physical violence. He did that to keep his cousin safe. He did that to keep his cousin safe, protect him. And he left behind a 10-month-old daughter who is lost. She does not know what's going on. But I know for a fact she knows her daddy. She knows who her daddy is. The girlfriend is heartbroken. The mama heartbroken. Everybody in that family is heartbroken. And all of this because he went to celebrate a party in Lincoln, Nebraska with his family because he was all about family. And he was supposed to return home the next day to Ontario, Canada, because that's where he lived, in Ontario, Canada. This young man did not know that it would be his last day and his last time spending time with his family, spending time with his daughter, having a wonderful time cherishing all those wonderful memories. He did not know that. And for him to go out the way he went out is sad. So basically, I don't think Savion Hopkins, aka Jay Hefner, was the target. The target was the cousin. And Jay Hefner, in my opinion, him doing what he did, he protected his little cousin, which I take my hat off to him for that. Because he did a tremendous, most powerful thing. And this occurred on Sunday, September the 9th, 2024. And it is September the 9th, so it's sad. I would not understand this because the most gun violence happens in our community, if I'm correct. And before I close this video out, from the SIP, if you're watching this, I hope I'm doing a good job. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Just 1 second. Okay. So, I looked up something, y'all. I did a little school and a little homework. Thank goodness for Google, because it's your best friend. How much gun violence happens in the Black community? Black Americans experience gun violence at a disproportionate rate, and the numbers are alarmingly high. Fatalities. Black Americans die from gun violence at a rate of 2.6 times higher than the white Americans. In 2021, 15,290 black people were killed by black people were killed by gun violence, the highest number on the record. Homicides. Black people account for 60% of those killings by firearm homicide each year, despite making up only 14% of the U.S. population. Police shootings. Black Americans are disproportionately victims of police shootings. Other types of gun violence: firearms, suicides, intentional shootings, police shootings, death have also increased among Black Americans. Impact on communities. One of the 3 Black, Indigenous, and Latinx peoples known or care about someone who has killed with a gun. The Center of American Progress says the gun violence inappropriately and overwhelmingly hurts communities of color. Now, y'all reading this? Y'all reading this? Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and screen record this so y'all will know what I'm talking about. See, look at this. Look at this right here. Look at this. Look at this. I already read it. Look at this. This is proof right here. This is proof right here that Black Americans, Black peoples in our Black community have had the most and highest rates of gun shootings, police shootings and all. See, look at this. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. That should tell you something right there. That should tell you something right there. It should tell you something. It should tell you something right there. Black peoples in our communities, we have been harmed the most with guns. The rates is up 2.6 times higher than white Americans. You hardly hear white Americans, not trying to make this as a racial thing, but you barely hear white Americans' rate of gun violence going high because they are mostly using the guns, in my opinions. Fatalities, homicides, police shootings. And we are the most victims, the disproportionality victims of gun shootings. We are the most victims of gun shootings and other types of gun violence. So let that sink in, y'all. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Let that resonate. Let that marinate. So, my heart and my prayers goes out to the family of Savion Hawkins, Jay Hefner, aka Seven. My prayers and everything goes out to this young man. Continue to rest in peace, young king. To his daughter, his girlfriend, his mother, my prayers are with y'all 100%. So that will be my video for today, y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video from the SIP. I hope I did a wonderful job. Thank y'all for watching. And I hope y'all enjoyed this request video. And I will be back with some more content as soon as possible. Thank y'all for watching. And for what I know right now, money is still being raised on the GoFundMe for Savion Hawkins, and I will be sure to give y'all an update on everything. Y'all have a wonderful Monday, and I will see y'all on the next video. Thank you. I love y'all. Bye-bye. Hey, y'all. This is DeAndre Dobbs, and I forgot to put in some more information that I slightly found. So I'm finna go ahead and pull it up. And that is this. Someone that I found on Twitter. I was on Twitter. And I found a post on Twitter that I wanted to share. The name of the post that was shared is Lexus Malone. And the post says that gun violence is erasing an entire generation of black men and black boys, black women, and black girls. Rest in peace, Savion Hawkins, Jay Hefner. And that is the truth. My opinion with that is the truth. That is the truth. That is the 100% facts. Young men, young women, young boys, young girls of the black community is getting erased and is getting is getting eliminated and is losing their life to gun violence. And another thing that I forgot to add, we as a black community, our community is getting lost and taken away from gun violence. But another thing, we as a black community, we need to stop using guns on each other. We need to stop the gun violence toward each other and stop the hatred towards one another. Stop killing one another with guns. We as a community need to learn to come together as one and stop hating on one another. Because if this death of this young man, Jay Hefner, and / Savian Hopkins, or the Lucky Seven, whichever name he went by, this tweet by Alexis Malone basically tells you gun violence is erasing an entire generation of black men, black boys, black women, and black girls. Rest in peace, Savian Hopkins, Jay Hunter. Now, this is 100% facts. I forgot to include this. We as a community, we are using guns on our own community for what? For the wrong reasons. As a community, I would thought that we would come together instead of hating on one another. But I would also like to put that May Jay Hefner and his family and his daughter, his friends, the whole company that he works for gets the justice and gets the recognition and peace that they deserve. That's what I wanted to include. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. That will be the video for this topic and for this episode of DDTS, episode 285. So I hope y'all have a wonderful Monday, and this video will be up pretty soon. From the SIP, if you're watching this, if you got a chance to watch this just yet, let me know how I did. Everybody, let me know how I did in this video. Thank you so much, and I just want to say it was an honor to do this video to spread awareness and to basically hopefully get, the point across and the message across. So y'all have a wonderful Monday. I love each and every one of y'all, from the Android Dobbs and everybody. Love y'all. Bye-bye.